So, to end up on education, the inner cities, first thing that has to happen before anything else happens, kids have to know they have to work to pass the classes. Every parent, I don't care if they don't know any of the math, then send them to one of the teachers and they'll help them out. I always have a planning period. I can always tutor anybody I need to. But you gotta understand from day one, I know that if you're, being a jitterbug for somebody selling stuff, it's a lot more money, it's a lot quicker, and you don't gotta learn anything, really. The problem with that is, when you get older, if you get older, because you only have about a 4-year life expectancy in that area, you're either dead or you're in jail, one of the two. And you can argue with me all you want, but that's fact. Okay? It's like East St. Louis. What I saw is what would really bother me in this the same people, African Americans and African Americans. And I saw these police officers pick out these young kids and say, hey, I gotta search you. And they find a nickel bag of marijuana to roll one blunt. Cost them $5. And they get caught with it in their pocket. First time it's a misdemeanor. Second time they do it, it's a misdemeanor. And they look for these kids. The third time is a felony now. And now, what have they done? They've taken you off the voter registration. They've taken you not to be allowed to go to any other country you want to. They've taken away all these rights of yours. And you don't even get it. And you think it's the white people that are taking your rights from you. It has nothing to do with us. We have nothing to do with taking your rights away from you. That's the saddest part I learned there, is I taught them that. And you know what? They taught me so much more than I could possibly have imagined learning what life's about. I lived in a different world for a long time. I started out in that kind of world. When I was 8, my parents got divorced, and I had to live in a 900 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, with 6 people in it. My grandma, my mom, my 3 brothers. 6 people. 3-bedroom house. 900 square feet. 1 bath. Very hard to keep up with it. Okay? And yeah, I got pounded there pretty much every day. Because I was a short, fat, white guy. And it sure taught me a lot. Taught me I better get strong. Once they saw me on the football field, though, like I said, I'm ADHD to the maximum. I'm bipolar to the maximum. I'm aggressive by nature to the maximum. And I'm an adrenaline junkie to the maximum. I had guys come up to me when I was helping with my oldest son's team. And they heard my voice. And it was the high school that I went to. We won a state championship when I was a junior. 2,700 kids when I went there. Big school. And these people would come up and say, did you play here? And this. Man, was you remember this? Yeah. Man, you had the craziest eyes I've ever seen on the football field. We were scared to death of you. I couldn't help it. That's just how I was. I'd start to shake. I even had one of my coaches, a short guy, about 4'7", grab my face mask, pull me down his level, and walk me up and down the sidelines where the entire crowd could see it. And he ripped me a new one about how I wasn't doing this and how I wasn't filling this hole and how I wasn't doing this. I had no pass coverage duties. My job was just to kill whoever had the ball. And if they got close to me, that's what happened. So he had me going in this big time because this kid had bit me. And he bit me so hard that it broke the skin. And he kept saying, "You gonna let those guys get away with biting you? What's wrong with you? Are you a wimp or what?" He used a little bit heavier of a word. Now, when I went to high school, and I started in 1974, when I was a freshman, I'd played flag football before that. That's what we had for junior football back then. And first year I played as a freshman, I started after the third game. Why? Because they'd said they'd never seen anyone run and put their head into anybody, helmet to helmet, whatever. It was all legal. Clotheslining, everything. And I stuck at 2 people. And if I didn't hear the of that little breath coming out of the diaphragm, then I knew I didn't hit them hard enough. And they'd lose their breath and they'd get so scared. I thought it was the way you were supposed to do things. That's what I was always taught. And after the first year, the second year, right before the game, assistant trainer would come by and drop what they were called white crosses in my day. And they were little bits of, they were speed, amphetamine or whatever. And they'd drop 5 of them each one of their hand. They'd stuck their hand out. We'd eat that. Now you're talking about putting me on speed. I'm already beyond reproach on all other things. Now put me on that. My God. That's why people remember, and my voice, honest to God, it can wake the dead. My youngest son's first game, he had played minor football for 5 years. It started really heavy duty. We had started at 8 years old. If you wanted a chance to start in high school. And my son was, first 2 years, he was a gentle giant. His third year, he pancaked a kid right in front of me. And I just couldn't help myself. I just went crazy, kind of. And he asked me, what was the deal? Why did I go crazy? I said, because you knocked him on his rear. And the more guys you knock on their rear, you get what's called a pancake. He goes, is that what that is? I said, that's what that is, son. And then he started counting them every game. You get 10 a game. When he was 13, he was 6 foot tall, had a 56-inch chest. 56-inch. 7XL. Okay? Beyond me. 295. Could rep 225 20 times. Could max out at 350. Just somebody that wasn't that fast. That was the things that me and my sons both had. We were slow white guys. But we could stick it to you. If you got anywhere near us, we'd stick it to you. So, as my son's growing up, my youngest one, and I'm really involved in his football now, compared to my other son that went right from what he was doing to high school football. I should have started him earlier. I didn't know that you did. I'd come from Hawaii, where, there was no major league sports other than the Pro Bowl, and that's not really a game. So we didn't really, I lived there for 7 years, so it really wasn't that important. So when I brought him back here, I missed out on putting him in football early, because my oldest son, who just graduated with a degree in mathematics, was out there. He had all the things that I had, but he should have started early so he knew the game a lot better. He thought he did, but he didn't know it exactly. Like in my day, I'm not kidding you, my day they had probably 12 plays in the offensive playbook. The 1 hole, the 3 hole, the 5 hole, the 7 hole, you know, and 2, 4, 6, same thing, okay? Well, me playing monster back, I could see which way the guards were leaning, which way their hands were, which way, you know. So I knew that the guard was going to pull that way, and they were going to run that way. So if I just went through the gap between the center and got behind that guard that was pulling, I'd run right into the running back. I'd crush it. I'd cause so many fumbles. One year I caused 25 fumbles myself. I recovered 15 of them. Because I was right there when the ball was being handed off. It's not because I was the greatest player to ever play the game. It's just that it's pretty logical to me where they were going to run them. And then teams that started getting pounded by me would start trapping me and start all kinds of things. And I'll tell you what, 6'4", 280-pound guard back then was a big boy. And he knocked me on my ass big time.